So here we are talking about year-round homeschooling, why we homeschool year-round, what it really looks like for us, some of the benefits we didn't expect, and also some of the challenges to be aware of. We just kind of fell into homeschooling year-round kind of by accident, and it was just kind of a natural flow of things. But here are the 5 benefits that we've noticed in these first couple of years of homeschooling. Number 1, flexibility. With homeschooling year-round, we, instead of taking a big summer break, we can split up our breaks into shorter but more frequent breaks, and we're pretty intentional on when those breaks happen. We also kind of naturally fell into a Sabbath type homeschool schedule, which I didn't even realize is a actual thing, but there is another video here for you to check out all about what a Sabbath homeschool schedule is and what it looks like for us and some of the benefits of that type of schedule. But it just kind of falls naturally in line with homeschooling year round. So we just kind of naturally fell into this rhythm of schooling for 6 to 8 weeks and then taking a week or so off and then kind of going back and forth that way. So with homeschooling year round, that just really gave us the flexibility to take weeks off when we needed them and to follow a more Sabbath type schedule, which has been really beneficial for our family and for my sanity. The other added benefit is it really gives us flexibility when it comes to travel and planning trips, because you can plan trips in the off season when it's not as busy and typically a little less expensive. Another benefit is that our days really aren't rushed. Our weeks are not rushed. You can learn more in this video here when it comes to specifically what we're doing every day and what our weekly schedule looks like. But we're doing all of our core subjects Monday through Thursday. Fridays, we're typically hanging out with friends. And so it's just a really nice, no rush week. And if you've ever read The 4-Day Work Week, there is a lot of benefits and research that supports a 4-day work week. Also, by doing homeschool year round, we don't feel that pressure to finish a curriculum at any particular deadline. Say, for example, if you were following a more traditional schedule where, you start in the fall and you go through the end of spring, early summer. If you're following a more traditional schedule, you might feel some more of that pressure of, oh, we're coming to the end of the school year and we haven't finished the curriculum yet. We haven't really felt that pressure doing year-round school, because around Christmas time, before January hits, I've kind of mapped out the previous year. I've looked at the curriculum, I've looked at how many weeks of lessons it is and kind of spread it throughout the year. So we don't feel that pressure, and I don't think you should ever feel the pressure to get a curriculum done. But it's easy with a year-round schedule to just kind of spread that out throughout the year. With homeschooling year-round, our holiday season is also much more relaxed. Like I said, I know how many weeks of lessons each curriculum has. I kind of have an outline of by about which week we should be done. So, for example, we're approaching Thanksgiving. My oldest, he is just finished last week with his last lesson for language arts. This week, he's finishing up his last lesson for math. And in 2 weeks, he'll have his last lessons for spelling done, which is all of his core coursework. And then we can just kind of slow down and just really enjoy the holidays. So this is our first official year of homeschooling. So we'll do his end of year testing early December, and then he'll kind of be done until January. So that gives me time at the end of the year to just kind of slow down, plan for the next year, really be intentional and really enjoy the holidays, because all their coursework is done. And so we can really enjoy like a hard stop, enjoy the holidays, and then kick back in and start again on their new stuff in January. And during the holidays, like I said, we're going to be doing the Advent study. So it's not like we're not going to be doing anything. It's just we're slowing down a little bit and being intentional with the things that we are doing. I also feel like with year-round homeschooling, and I don't really have anything to compare it to because this is all we've done, so this is all the kids know, but I feel like it's been very efficient. My kids are able to retain what they're learning. They're not taking a huge long break in the middle of summer where we have to come back and spend some time reviewing potentially. We can just kind of keep on rolling throughout the year. And I feel like that has really helped with their retention and just remembering the information. Now, with all that being said, North Carolina does not have a specific number of hours or days that we have to homeschool. It just simply says adhere to a normal schedule for 9 months out of the year. So that would be one thing if you are planning on doing year-round homeschool, is just if your state does have any like specific requirements, making sure you're still in the guidelines. Now, just a couple quick things to be aware of, or why this may not potentially work for your family. This may not potentially work and can lead to burnout if you are not intentional on those times of rest. And that's where I refer back to that Sabbath homeschool schedule video for you to check out to kind of see more how we are intentional with our times of rest so the kids and I don't get burnout. The other thing where, maybe your traditional schedule may work better for you is if, maybe you have other kids that are in the public school system, so it just makes more sense to take a more traditional summer break, or just maybe your kids are just really active in the summer and there's a lot of community summer activities that make sense for you guys. So that's where more traditional homeschool schedule may make more sense for you. But let me know what you do. Do you do a traditional homeschool schedule? Do you do a year-round schedule? Do you do some sort of hybrid? I'd be curious to know down in the comments.